And these young men become 30-year-old men who are now looking for families, and they're no fucking good to the women that they pick, because, as I pointed out when I dealt with Shannon Sharp, we have unhealthy emotional attachments to our mothers and an unrealistic view of what our mothers are and what they do. And let's keep it a buck. And this is a prelude to what we're going to be getting to in a little bit, because we're going to be breaking down Kurt Franklin's situation. The biggest thing that Black men need therapy about is the fact that the majority of our mothers were nothing but hoes. If you are, let me tell you, I'm speaking to men, Black men right now. And I'm not speaking from just being provocative. I'm speaking from experience. If you are coming out of a home where almost none of you and your siblings, 4 or 5 siblings, if almost none of you share a father, I'm gonna let you know right now, your mama's a hoe. It doesn't matter that that's your mama and what your certain feelings about her. Your mama is a hoe. She's a hoe.
I said what I said.
This son, husband epidemic. Oh, the picture's messed up, but you see this picture. It should be fuzzy. This is my censored picture here. Let's talk about these damn son husbands, yo. All right. This is Kevin Durant. This is a picture of him smooching his mother. That's his mama. Now, there are several pictures of this. If you Google this, there's several pictures.
Hold on, y'all. That is the wrong one. That's actually from the other stream. Hold on a second. Let me. Coach Greg Adams. Here we go. That was not the one. Let me see.
About this son.
Nope, that's not it either. Hold on a second. Yep, I am struggle streaming. Did it? Please don't tell me I didn't download this. Hold on. Coach Greg Adams. Oh, here we go. I think this is it. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. Struggle stream going on over here. If I ain't got this right, we're going to move on to Kevin.
Something real quick.
There we go. Yep, this is it.
Okay. We have what we call going on right now, beta male energy. Beta male energy. Right now going on in society. We're seeing it. Now look at these numbers right here. They have what we also call single mothers are heroes. Look at this. 1950. These are percentages of births that are to unwed women. We think single motherhood has been around for a long time. It really hasn't. This is a new concept. And they use marketing campaigns to get you to accept it. 1950s, 5%. Not a lot of children born to unwed mothers. We get to 2012, we're almost dang near half. Okay? Some communities, 70% of the children born to unwed mothers. What typically happens right now, the father absence is a crisis in America. 19 million children, more than, well, we're approaching half at this particular point. This is in 2017. Live without a father in the home, okay? And I'm telling you this for a reason, because the guys that want to be fathers, the 4 or 5 of you that raise your hands, probably half of you will not even raise your kid from 0 to 18. You won't even have the authority to do so. The systems are already in place. They got a whole bunch of things in place for you to not be in that home. Your job is to maintain that authority. Remember I said, oh, Being a father is not enough. Or wanting to be a father is not enough. You have to have the authority. You have to be willing to lead. Okay? So, what does that lead to? Kids that grow up without a father, 4 times as much to be raised in poverty, 7 times likely to be a teenage pregnancy victim. More likely to experience child abuse. That's normally because potentially the single mother, the co-parent, has moved in another man into your domicile, into her domicile. Okay? Behavioral problems. Who in here was raised by 2 parents? Okay, wow, look at this. Okay, that represents, remember that graph I showed you? That represents that. Okay, what about this? Incarceration. They talk about mass incarceration. More likely to go to prison. The stat that I put in my second book, De-Evolution, 73% of the prison inmates were raised in single parent households, primarily single mothers.
Did he say 78% of the prison inmate were raised? Listen, I'm bringing this up, ladies, to not beat you up about this, really. I'm bringing this up to reinforce how important your decision it is for you to bring a life into this world. It is one of the most vital, it is the most singular and most important decision you will ever make, is who you decide to bring a child into the world. Now let me say this. And please don't nobody go back and use this as a damn excuse. There are no guarantees in life. People who come out of functioning 2-parent households, and whatever the term functioning means, can end up as one of these statistics to begin with. But the likelihood of it is very low. So when you determine who becomes a father, when you decide who you're going to make a father, a father, you're determining a lot. You're determining what you are. You are unleashing these statistical men onto the country. And especially when you got an attitude like an Ebony K. Williams talking about single mama by choice. It does not matter how much money you have. If you go back and you track and you put it on a trajectory, the removal of Black men out of the homes from 1960 today, you can correlate the rise in male dysfunction, and I'm not talking about with their dicks. I'm talking about male dysfunctional behavior. It correlates with the removal of men out of the house. The whole culture that is the Black community, that is Black women, you're a bunch of hoes. I hate to say that about I love Black women. I love Black women, but most of you are a bunch of fucking hoes. You can trace that back to the removal of the father out of the home. And then now, ladies, let's talk about the men that you want and the issues that you have with the men that you want. The raging out, the emotional dysfunction of a lot of guys, the inability, the ineffection, the inability. I did 2 streams with about 2 separate Black men who did not have who lacked the ability to make sound decisions. Both of these men were financially fine. Both of these men left their financial decisions. Well, no, it was one stream. Now I'm confusing a story somebody told me that they went through. Both of these men, a man, he was in an apartment that cost $3,000 a month. He was the primary caretaker of his daughter, and he gets evicted. and he does not get evicted because he's not paying the rent or he's behind in the rent. The apartment complex was actually supposed to evict the person next door to him, and then they came and evicted him. And then because of him, because he decided to fight this because he was paying his rent, didn't understand why he was being evicted, and found out it was a mistake. Then, as it turned out, he was not even on the list, on the lease. The apartment was actually in the name of the girlfriend that he moved in with. And she had bounced and moved out of state and left him in that apartment. And he kept paying the rent because he needed a place to stay for his daughter. And we were like, why? And then he was like, why? People were like, well, why didn't you get on the list? I'm sorry, on the lease. He was like, well, I thought it was just cool. This man had full custody of his daughter, and he could not complete the task of securing a place to stay, even though he could afford it. We got men out here who can't think to the next step. Who can't complete their task. Especially when and they portrayed this man like he was a victim, and people jumped on me because I said he wasn't no damn victim. I tell every man, do not move in with a woman. Do not move into her spot. That ain't none of your spot. That ain't none of your place. I don't care what she tell you. I don't care what she tells you. You can be the man of the house over here. Fellas, you are not the man of the house in her house. What can be allowed can be disallowed. If that woman can allow you to be the man of the house, she can disallow you to be the man of the house. If you want to cohabitate with your woman, you move your woman in with you.